Breaking news. Keke Palmer has officially responded to her baby daddy's public disrespect. As you guys recall, a few days ago, Darius, her baby daddy, was all in his feelings over the outfit that Keke wore to Usher's Las Vegas residency, where Usher serenades Keke on stage. Immediately after the incident, Keke posted this to her Twitter. Not trying to be this person, but I love my man. Period. But it's looking like Keke has had a change of opinion because she literally just posted this to her TikTok.
You ain't stopping what's going on with me, sweetheart. So if you gon' act up, I'm about to link up. If you gon' act up, I'm about to link up. I'm about to link up. I'm about to link up. If you gon' act up, I'm about to link up. Link up. I'm about to link up.
Now, as y'all can see from the video, Keke is happy and living her best life and doesn't have any time for Darius's foolishness. Like she said, you gonna act up, I'm gonna link up. In addition to Keke's TikTok video, the pair have also unfollowed each other on social media. And on top of that, Darius has completely deleted all of his social media. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, he done deleted it. And as he should. Sir, you messed all the way up. Go ahead and hit that follow button for news that's always biased and for my point of view.
Same shit they got your last whole touch. Bitch, that's the same shit they got your baby daddy for. Dummy. That's the same shit they got your last whole touch. Bitch, that's the same shit they got your baby daddy for. Come outside, ho. Get up live, ho. Come outside, ho. Get up live, ho. Come outside, ho.
You created. Right. That's very irresponsible of you. And are you taking care of your babies, modern men? Because see, old-fashioned men didn't do that. They didn't nut in a woman that they wouldn't marry. Right. So if you want to keep talking about how much you don't like single mothers, stop nutting in women that you don't plan to marry, because that will help resolve the problem.
I understand every last black female that's writing a negative comment to, the baby daddy and shit, okay? I'll just call them that. The involuntary baby daddy and shit. All right? Involuntary and shit. And I'll say that. Because, I'm under the impression that this guy thought he was in a full blown relationship. And, he was convinced or lulled into, acquiescing to her wishes of having a baby, or maybe she's just that sloppy and nasty with her own fucking Hollywood career and shit that she would go raw and shit and get knocked up. Okay? Now, I understand that this man believed he was in a committed relationship, in a monogamous relationship, and that, when you're in a relationship with somebody for long term and you're sharing a kid, you had a kid, there's supposed to be some mutual fucking respect and shit, okay? Mutual respect and shit, and even though they're not married and shit, and she's with them, I don't care what their economic profiles are and shit, there still should be some decorum and respect and exclusivity and shit, okay? Alright? Yeah, she put on that dress with her fucking cheeks out and shit. I watched this shit only to see her cheeks. I never cared about anything she ever did in her fucking career. Okay? I want to be clear about that. I never cared about anything that she ever did in her whole fucking career and going forward her whole life and shit. I never gave a fuck. I just looked at their post-baby cheeks and shit, okay? Alright? I never give a fuck about that. But I can understand how this guy feels sitting at home with a newborn, while she out there doing the mating dance with a motherfucker with a hot link downstairs, a burnt up nigga with a hot link downstairs, despite who he is. Okay, despite, I'm not even tripping, I didn't even say the dude's name. But, like, she out there with a burnt nigga, and you don't know what the fuck she's doing. She could be bringing that shit home to you, and then you're going to have a hot link too and shit. Okay? Now, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to say what the motherfucker should have done. When you have a kid with somebody and shit, in the first early stages of that kid's life and shit, you inherit some of that energy too. Some sort of, you share energies with the person and shit, okay? His response is understandable. I accept his response and shit. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Okay, but I want to talk about something. You've seen her response. Okay, she responds to his concerns, not by just having a conversation with him off out of public, the public, you know, out of the public, right, away from the public and shit. That's what she could have done if she was a responsible adult. But we know she's not because she bared her fat baby belly on Saturday Night Live, announcing the baby to the world instead of keeping it to herself. You know, she could have done some classy pictures, like with that photographer Annie Leibovitz or something. I think that's the same chick that shot Demi Moore when she was pregnant, and a bunch of other pregnant celebrities and shit. She didn't go that route. She decided to show her big fat ass baby belly on Saturday Night Live, and this brother should have took that as a hint of things to come and shit. That she saw this relationship as a fucking joke and shit. Now she's, you know, I want to talk about something. You know, you sisters, yeah, I understand your misandry and your hatred of us and shit, your PTSD and shit, your Stockholm fucking syndrome. You know, I understand that toxic femininity and shit. If you have to be so, why do they always go for the juggler when they do something? They always go for the most like soul crunching, knife stabbing shit in your soul and your fucking heart and shit. You know, when I see her doing that little fucking video with the dance in it, and you hear the dialogue or the lyrics and shit that she's gonna leave because he's acting up now and shit. That just reminds me of like when Gabrielle Union was saying that she felt that she could cheat because she was the money maker in the relationship. Okay, okay. When you reverse that dynamic and shit, and then you'll have these same bitches, these same black women talking about how he's economically abusing her. Okay, you're not gonna say that for Kiki, right? You know, have this dude out, you know, fucking around at a club and shit, you know, with some bitches while she's sitting up with a baby. And you had that same picture except with her sitting up without no makeup on, none of her war paint, with her wig off, showing her nappy hair under there and shit, holding that baby. And then you had a picture of him like at a concert with some bitch and shit. I don't know. Just pick one. They're all tramps. You know, had him fucking around there and like holding his nuts or something, or grinding up on a, you know, giving her an ass job or something. You know, see how their sisters respond. You're some fucking hypocrites and shit. No one wants to be with you guys and shit. You guys have been on a downward spiral in the public, in the mainstream, since the Godfather passed away. And you danced and pissed all over his fucking grave. And you keep going downhill. Right? I hate it how you bitches go for the juggling shit. But I want to thank you at the same time because it validates the existence of my many channels dedicated to addressing this nonsense and putting a boot in the ass where it belongs and shit, okay? A boot in the ass, okay? That's what she deserves and shit. I'll be waiting for her to get her, I don't know if you could call it a nigga moment and shit, okay? I'll be waiting for her to get her Vivica A. Fox moment, okay? I'll wait for her to get that Vivica A. Fox moment. We'll call it that and shit because that's another bitch that she did a bunch of you know, shady stuff early in her career and fucked around and thought she was gonna have carte blanche with guys and shit until she didn't. And then the last notable guy that she was with, it was made public that she put her face between his ass cheeks and had a meal. You know, that's something you know, as an actress in Hollywood, how do you get taken serious after that's out there? Then the guy, you know, she keeps, you know, fucking around with the guy, and then the guy mentioned it again and shit. On I actually you know, made an episode about that, and it was pulled down by YouTube quick. Yeah, you gonna be the next Vivica A. Fox and shit. You gonna be on Fox Soul in the future. You gonna be sitting in that same ratty ass chair that Vivica A. Fox was doing when she wasn't, you know, selling her wares in shitty Z-less movies and shit that you see on the fucking Tubi network. That's in your future. Okay, you want to be cruel and go for the juggler? I say, hey man, you know, to you brothers out there, man, when you with some chick and y'all, you know, especially young guys and shit, because you know you get some pussy and you think you having a fucking come to Jesus moment and shit because your dick got wet. Now, when you with some chick and she do some fucked up shit to you that hurt you deep in your heart, stop seeing her as anything other than another human being and shit. That thing between her legs is not the stairway to fucking heaven. It's just a hole. Okay, it's a fucking hole. Get that through your head and shit. Look at this fucking clip as many times as you need to get that shit through your head. There's no reason for her to be treating the father of her child in this manner on a public stage and shit, where millions and millions of people across the world can see it and shit. And I'm tired. You know, you sisters get on my fucking nerves. You done turned our ethnic community into a goddamn a peep show and a fucking circus and shit. And I'm just ashamed of shit. Nothing's gonna change you motherfuckers. Okay, you stop tripping when you see dudes with passports getting the fuck out. You see dudes ignoring your ass and they just looking at, they got their heads shoved in those books because they thinking about their money and shit and their tangibles that you ain't gonna have no access to. Okay, you stay with the dudes that you created, your constructs and shit, the Pookies and the Ray Rays and the Tyrones and shit, and the simps that you created, the Uber simps that you, a lot of your mothers and you yourselves are in the active process of creating. Yes, that's your product to the simps and the nerds and shit because you sheltered them so heavy, you don't let them get out into the world to know who they are and shit, and they become effeminate niggas and emasculated, and they don't even know. When they find out, they turn into monsters because they know what was stolen from them, and it's too late to get it back. Okay, is that what Kiki Palmer's son is gonna become, or is it gonna become a weirdo like fucking Jaden Smith and shit? It's gonna be one of those again. Like we've seen that she has no autonomy of thought. She follows the crowd. She is not a celebrity. She is just an employee. And this motherfucker, man, I don't know what to tell you, bro. But I feel for you, man. Okay, I feel for your ass. For real. I wouldn't be talking like this and shit. You know? The logical thing to do is to walk away and hire an attorney and get your parental rights and your visitation rights settled and just keep it a buck. And you know, have as little to do with her as possible and shit. And don't refer to that. I know they ran this motherfucker off social media, by the way. He's gone. Okay, he's gone. He's gone. He's long gone. And Kiki Palmer's making a dancing video. To tease and jab him further with the knife. And he's not even there. But I bet you he knows about it and shit. She knows he knows about it. She probably sending him the video to his phone. That's what you sisters do. Okay, that's what you're not just gonna stab us in the back. You're gonna run that thing through that fucking knife, that knife that's been around for hundreds of years. You're gonna shove that through until it comes out our sternum, where we can see it while you back there breathing, huffing on our neck and shit. You know, wishing you had a peen so you could violate us even further and shit. I'm done. SYSBM equals save yourself, black man.
Say, why don't you pick on somebody your own disposition?
Oh, please, Mr. Barroom Brawler. Don't hurt me or anything like that.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.